It's time to make your great escape, and heaven knows you need a break. Forget your duties, forget your cares. It's good to get away.
Welcome to Augusta Outdoors. Today we're traveling down to Emmanuel County, Georgia. We're going to be meeting with a very interesting gentleman named Donny Collins. And he is a flint knapper and a bow hunter. And he will be telling us a little bit about the art of making stone tools and weapons, and telling us about some of the deer that he's hunted and killed with weapons he's made from stone and wood. And we will see you there. You are, in different ways, a collector, a hunter, and an artisan in making these things, but how did you get started wanting to make stone artifacts? And I understand you also make your own bows and hunt with the arrowheads you make out of stone. How did all that come about?
Well, typically when I was a kid, just like most folks, they pick up an arrowhead or a piece of an arrowhead and you're just amazed at it. You know, it's something very old and it's something very hard, and it didn't take you long to realize this is hard stuff. All this just about is quartz. Everything found in Georgia is a form of quartz, whether it's called chert, flint. But anyway, it was tough stuff, and I would pick it up, and like a typical boy would be, after a while I struck it with something. And when I got anything to happen, it was always negative. It was very uncontrollable. I could not figure out what was going on and how they could make it. So there's a mystical side there that was in your brain, which really makes it more precious to you. But I had this desire, being raised up to be a hunter, I had this desire to do it the old way, and I would love, and as a kid I had this dream that I would kill a deer one day with a piece of flint that I made into an arrowhead, and the arrow and the bow made just like the Indians did it. And then all of a sudden when I was about 36 to 38, I don't remember exactly, it woke up one day just that quick. And I always think it was one of those God-given things. It's time to do it.
You started making some arrowheads.
So I got started, and it took me 3 basic years to get the bow, to get the arrow, and get the arrowhead. And by far, the hardest part was the arrowhead. The next hardest part was the bow. The arrow was tricky, but not so hard. Going into the shop here, this is where I kind of lay everything and store everything. This is some of the points I made. These are some of the bows I made. The quivers, of course, and some of the arrows.
And these are bows that you hunt with?
These are my hunting weapons of choice. I choose to do this. I like my bows about 60 inches, which is still pretty tall compared to me. It's up about my chin. See, anything longer than that starts being a little more work. The taller you are and the longer you draw the arrow, the longer the bow has to be. So that's part of it. But you know, here, take one of them and you feel the strength of it.
It's light as a feather.
It's light. It's still a heavy wood though. It's amazing. But you feel it's not light when you put it on. That's a 65-pound bow if you pulled it 24 inches. It's kind of neat. One thing that this does, you got to understand. It made me a kid again in my heart. In other words, that childhood dream woke up. It woke up the child along with it. And so it didn't matter whether, right now I'm 59 and I'm having the most fun when it comes to this. I don't have to have a modern bow. I don't have to order something from somebody else. Nobody can buy me a Christmas present anymore, hardly, except clothes or something in that line, because I make everything.
How long did it take you to get a bow that you were comfortable with, master the work with the arrowheads, where you could actually get in the deer stand and go hunting with, and I'm guessing you're out in the woods hunting with 5,000-year-old technology,
right?
And I guess all your buddies are using trail cams and,
oh, yeah.
and some high-end, deer rifles.
Yeah, they would keep saying, "Why don't you get you a real bow?" That happened a lot.
Okay.
And I would look at them and say, "Can't you see this is a real bow?" But anyway, it took basically, like I say, the 3 years. And on October the 15th, the 3rd year, I managed to be in a deer stand, and a 1.5-year-old 5-point buck walked by. And today I wouldn't even shoot it, but it was a trophy then. And as it walked by, I managed to sink my arrow into this rib cage, and he ran off about 50 yards and stopped, and I could see him, and he stood there about a minute and a half, took a step or two and fell over. And I jumped out of the stand, literally jumped out of the stand and ran over there to it. That was how excited. And I can remember I had worked so hard to get that. Now this is important to me. It may not ever be important to nobody else, but I had worked so hard and so diligently to get that. As soon as I got it, you know, I give thanks to my Lord. And I remember thinking, I'm ready to go, meaning I'm ready to die. I have worked so hard at this that it fulfilled me to where I was, for that few seconds, I was ready to die. And I've done what I said I would do.
I hope you enjoyed today's show, and if you liked what you saw, be sure to check us out on YouTube and subscribe if you'd like to be advised when new videos come out, and also please check us out on AugustaChronicle.com.